Okay guys, we are live. I'm going to be working on my mums. I've got several orders for different mini mums, so I'm going to be working on those. Okay. Alright, looks like I got everything set up. Alright. You guys can see this exercise ball. I know it looks funny. I've got a chair with an exercise ball in it. It fits me at the perfect height and it doesn't hurt my back. My son actually came up with this and I thought it was pretty ingenious. I'm actually going to need these ribbons. And let's see, I'm gonna have to move my computer now. Hello, whoever is watching. Let me finish getting set up. I'm sorry. Try to keep that out of the way as much as possible. I thought I was set up, but then I got my ribbons out. I knew I'm not. Okay. So these mums I'm going to be working on today are burgundy. My burgundy ribbons in here, right here, and let's see. Okay, so I'm doing a 5-inch flower mini mums. I actually got 3 orders from the same person for 3 different people, of course, and one is a regular mini mum with 5-inch flower blinged, and then the other one is 5-inch blinged and extra long, and then a mini peewee mum. That's gonna have like a 3 or a 4-inch flower on it. So I've got some wide burgundy, which I'm excited about. And this is 2 inches. That's what I thought. It's 2 inches long. It's a little, still a new roll. I thought I used a little bit of it, but you can, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's all messed up. So I need to just cut that off. I don't want to put that bad stuff on there. You probably can't see that, but it's just like marks all over it. As much as I hate to waste ribbon, I don't feel like sitting down yet, but I love this wide burgundy, especially the idea for this. So I'm going to cut this about, I like to do these 12-inch length in the middle, but you want to allow at least 1 inch for attaching it to your backer. So I'm going to cut it about 13 inches. And I'm thinking about doing, well, it's blinged, so, and they want silver. Yeah. So maroon or burgundy, white and silver is the colors they're going with. So I have some wide silver, I believe it's called crystalline or something like that ribbon, so I'm going to use that. But I think I'm going to do mostly this and then alternate with the silver. And actually, don't know, I've got a few braids and chains made up in burgundy that I could use. This is going to be for a girl too, so I can do like a girly pretty braid in the center. So I'm trying to decide if I want to do the silver in the center and then this. I think that's what I want to do. It's a lot wider too. The only thing about the silver, I've already used it this year. See how curly it is? So when I hang it, or when I'm done and I lift it up, it curls under. And so what I did with the last mum that I made this with, especially since this is a mini mum and I only do one layer of ribbons, what I did was on the end here, I took just like some clothespins or these metal hooks. They're wrapped in like plastic or something so they won't hurt it. But I just hung 2 or 3 of these, and then I hung them on my mannequin, and then I just left those on there until I had to ship it, and it really helped weigh that ribbon down and helped flatten it out. And over time, as it hangs up, it is going to loosen a little bit, that curl, but having that weight on there really helped a lot. It really loosened it a lot. So I want to cut this again at 13 inches. I still have way too much going on right here. I thought I cleaned off my desk really well, but I didn't. Just need to move that out of the way. Okay. So I want to be able to see if somebody's chatting. Okay, so I'm going to cut this one at about 13 inches. It's going to be the longest one in the center again. And you could go like 13, 13 and a half. Just to make sure you have plenty. See how that curled up. I got that in silver and gold. So I was excited about that, to offer that this year. I always add new stuff every year. And it may not be anything new to somebody else, but it's new to my supplies, so it's new for my customers. Okay, so I'm using my mat to really see if I'm lining this up in the center, and I really love using this mat now, especially with these mini mums, when I really try to layer them and align them up really well. I think they turn out so much better. And I didn't really measure it to see if there's an end in my backer. And I went over 12 a little bit, but that's okay. It's not exact, that's just kind of my guideline. Now the center one, you can keep that straight across if you want. And sometimes on the ones for guys, I like to do it at a point. Just something different. But I'm gonna cut a dovetail for the girls. Just a little bit prettier. And I got smart. I got a little plastic container for my trash instead of just scooping it off and then trying to gather it later. I'm going to try to remember to keep throwing my little pieces of trash in there. There's Miss TJ. How are you? Hey, hey, hey. You caught it. I had enough time. I had to run to the school and get my child scheduled for this year, and then we've got meet the teacher and all that stuff. So I was afraid time was getting away from me. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to squeeze one in. Well, I was fixing to put this up. I don't know why. Okay. That's what happens when I start talking and doing it at the same time. Now, it would be a good idea too, and I wish I thought of this before I stapled that, to put this on last. It's more difficult to do that last, but since it's pretty, you want it on top, and I'm not even thinking. I got too many things on my mind right now. I am doing good, TJ. I'm glad you're doing good too. Just trying to get ready for everything. So it is, let me show you. I've done this before, and I think I did it on video. It is more difficult to put that one on last, because if you use it as a guide at first, it's easier, but I don't want to cover that pretty ribbon all up. That's stupid. What's the point in using a pretty ribbon if you're going to cover it up, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut these at about, cut these about 12 and a half. Because I think I cut that one at 13 and a half, if I remember right, from a whole 2 seconds ago. Okay. So what I'm going to do here, that's always nice when you know the teacher in advance, isn't it? Especially if it's somebody good. It's that time of year. Starting school, getting ready for homecoming, all kinds of stuff. It's busy, busy time for everybody, I know. I'm already like exhausted, and I'm thinking school hasn't started. homecoming season's just, like, I'm just starting to get a bunch of orders in, and I'm thinking, I'm not gonna survive this. Okay, so, perfect. That's what I wanna do there. So I'm gonna staple those on first. Try to keep them get 2 on each one so they don't move around. And again, you can cut these either way like this, or do all the dovetails or points, or straight across. I'm not really a straight across person. You won't hardly ever see me do that. I have though. I like to have something pretty on the ends of the ribbons. That's something that bothers me when I see a mom with all these, like, not even perfect straight across, and then there's all these different lengths going on. That bugs me. I just don't like it. Somebody else might like it, and that's fine if it's their mom and they like it. It just bugs me for some reason. It's my pet peeve, I guess. Doesn't make it wrong. Just means I don't like it. I don't have to like everything. You don't have to like everything I do. Okay, so it's not curling up too bad. That's good. It may be because I put these ribbons behind it, so that may be a good idea with that. So I put a listing on Etsy. Somebody asked me, so I'm going to go ahead and speak about it, with some acetate ribbons, because I know, you know, there's only limited places you can buy it unless you make a bunch or you're willing to buy big rolls to use for the next 10 years. You know, if you only make for your kids, if you're just wanting to buy certain amounts, or just or maybe you got an order for one color and you don't feel like buying a whole bunch of rolls for that. I've got a listing, and I tried to be reasonable. It's per yard. The only issue I'm having is, you know what, they limit how you can make these listings. And so, you know, I've got the color choices and then I've got the width choices, but the problem is I don't have every color and every width. So, you know, I took pictures of all my supplies, and I took the time on all the pictures to put, like on this one it says 2 inches over it, and, you know, and a 9/16 says 9/16 over it, and the color. So that way they can go through the listing, the pictures, and they can see what colors they are and what sizes are available. And then even in the colors, when you choose the colors, like old gold here, I only have old gold and 9/16. So on the color option, I put old gold 9/16 inch only. And I sold some, and somebody ordered old gold and they ordered a different size. And I was like, I don't know. There's no other way for me to do it to make sense. So I know I'm going to have this issue all through homecoming season. So if any of you were planning on ordering from me, that's how I'm doing it. So just want to explain that. And I know it's going to keep happening. So hopefully it won't happen a lot. But it is a pain. I had to refund her and wait for, you know, you have to message them and wait for them to call back. Do you want it in this size, or do you want me to refund you for that one? And, you know, it's a big deal. Hey, Marissa. Yay. So I'm making a mini mum, and this is a blinged one. That's why I'm adding the pretty silver. So I'm just trying to decide how I want to do this. If I want to do like all burgundy and then maybe some silver here and here too. Since this is a wider ribbon, that thing shuts off so easily. Okay. Since it's a wider ribbon, I won't need as many ribbons to go across, so I am looking at that. So that's what I'm just kind of looking at it and deciding how I want to do this. I could also mix some white in there, but I'm thinking I want to do a lot of burgundy, just mixed in with some silver. So I will have a braid in the center, and hopefully you'll be able to see that silver behind it. I haven't even decided what braid I'm going to do. I've got some whip braids made up. I could do I could do a loop chain, I could do anything. The flat braids do look a little bit better to me on these mini mums, but not necessarily. I've been doing a lot of different braids with them, like the double heart chain and stuff. That would be really pretty, especially with that silver behind it. So I'm gonna think about that. I'm still covering up a little bit of that, so I am kind of thinking about that. And that's why I only stapled it right here in the center, because I was aware that I might have to cover it up a little bit. So see, going underneath. The benefit of doing like multiple burgundies on top or next to each other is that'll give me more options for the stickers. I do have a burgundy or maroon vinyl that I can do on top of white, but like the white looks the best on top of colors. It just pops the best. White or silver. Actually, I'll probably do silver since they ordered bling. Yeah, it's hard not to get carried away on those mini mums. I have to really rein myself into just keep thinking about how little they are and how, yeah, what to do. Like I already packed it up and shipped it today, the one I finished, I'd show you. But I can't remember what the measurements were. But with the loops on it and everything, it wasn't any bigger than this finished. It was probably about that size. And you can go in even further on your backer, you know, to keep it reined in small. So think like a wrist mum. Actually, let me grab this one right here. So think of something like this with long, you know, you can do longer ribbons, of course. I think those are like 8 or 6. Let's see. That's 6. So you can go 6 to 8 on a wrist mum, but go longer than that on a peewee. But just think of it more of a corsage with longer ribbons. So just kind of keep it reined in. That's 5 inches wide. I think the one I did was about 6, so I wouldn't go any bigger than that, Marissa. Not too heavy and not too big, so just be careful about that. Okay. And you know, I think I'm gonna keep it kind of the same length instead of really tapering it like I mostly do. I think I'm gonna keep this one more the same length. I want them all to have their own unique style a little bit, you know what I mean? I don't want them all to be the same. Definitely not the same braids or anything like that. They want to have, unless they ask for them to be matchy-matchy, I want them to be a little bit different. Hey, Kay. Oh, look at that. She says she's charred nearly all the chains. That's awesome. That's fun. Happy birthday, Marissa. Oh, that is fun. Yeah, that's my kind of birthday too, going shopping for homecoming mom supplies. Thank you, TJ. Yes, happy birthday to Marissa. I don't have birthdays anymore. I'm just kidding. So when I'm attaching the ribbon streamers on the backer, I try not to go over. So try to keep that corner of that ribbon still on the backer. You can go all the way to the end, just try not to go off because you will be able to see that. Kind of move that one a little bit. See, you don't want to go like that. You want to keep it on there. You can go all the way to the edge. Make sure those Actually, I think I cut that one a little bit longer, so I'm going to have to trim that one up a little bit, because I don't know if you can see that, but the points coming over, and I like them to be matchy. I don't want one to be longer than the other. And if you're doing a big mum with lots of layers, it's not as important. It's because this is one layer. I've tried to be very careful about how it looks, because you see those ribbons. Those are something that, you know, that's the focal, the whole part of this is the focal point. So I want to make sure that it's all even and everything. So that's why I'm being such a stickler about it. Let me see. So I got to think about, you know, I've got to put her name on it somewhere. And then I've got to put the school. I like to put the school name or the town, and then what the mascot is. So it's like, it's White Oak Roughnecks. So I want to put White Oak and Roughnecks on there. I want to put Homecoming 2021, their name. Sometimes there's other stuff they want on there, but that's about all that has to be on there. Okay. So this is the only issue I'm thinking here. That's like too much silver. It's covering up too much burgundy. I'm not going to have anywhere to put any writing, so it's good just to kind of feel it out and play around with the layering. But that's, yeah, that's just too much. I have some silver glitter. That wouldn't be too much. It's a little bit thinner than that. It's like 1.5. But there's other ways to bling up too. So I definitely want at least one more white ribbon. So here's the silver glitter. This is just a, you know, it's metallic looking on that side and glitter on that side. It's not any kind of acetate or anything. So that still leaves some space, and I could still do, you know, just have that like as a little sliver of silver. Ha! I do not mind at all. This from Amazon. I got it in gold and silver, and it is in my Amazon shop store, so it should be under ribbons. It's called, I think it was called crystalline ribbon, if I remember right. Actually, I guess I can look at it. It's Barrick ribbon. Let's see. Just says decorative on that side. It is sparkalene, not crystalline, sparkalene silver. 2.5 inch by 50 yards. So it's Barrick Offray, and I got it from Amazon. It may have been, I can't remember if it shipped from Amazon or if it shipped from, what's that Homecoming supply store, or not store, but that makes the trinkets and stuff. I think it's ACI. They have a lot of these ribbons and stuff, and they sell on Amazon, so it actually ships from them, and I've not had any issues from anything that ships from them. I'm really careful about what I order on Amazon and who it ships from. I prefer Amazon, but like that company is good to ship from. So I'm just not crazy about that. And I shouldn't have stapled those down yet, because I can't go underneath it now, even though I'm getting over here. And it's still, I mean, it's only up here, but still, I shouldn't have done that. That's what happens when I get to talking. I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. And you can't use a regular staple remover on this. You kind of can. You can use one of the teeth on it, but it's really difficult. I just prefer to use this. Yes, I loved it too, and it wasn't bad price. Like I said, it's 50 yards, and I don't remember what the price was. Let's see if I could look. I think I have my Amazon store saved in here. I do. Let's see. Should be ribbons. It is. It's under ribbons. If you guys can see that or not. Put it up close. So it is. Here's what it looks like. There's a delay, so I can't even tell if you guys can see that or not. So it's $14.86 for a roll. And the gold is $13.37, so it's a little bit cheaper. They have it in red for $13. And all the other colors are unavailable, it says. So they got silver, gold, and red right now. It's really pretty. Oh yeah, you guys can see it. And of course, if you order it from my Amazon store, I get a little commission. It's not much. I used to laugh when I'd see YouTubers say it's enough to buy a stick of gum. I guess it's kind of true, because I just got a payment from them, and it had been since February since I made enough to get paid, and it was like $14. So like $14 in like 5 or 6 months. That's how little it is. But I'm not complaining. That's a roll of ribbon for me. So thank you guys. And that will probably be as wide as I get. I just didn't really like that silver with it. I don't know if it's because it's a different silver, or I don't know. I just didn't like it. And since they paid extra for bling, I could actually do more than one braid if I wanted to. I could do one on this side and one on this side. Leave that pretty. Yeah, you know, usually I taper up, but I kind of like keeping that all a little bit longer there. I thought so too. And TJ, you use it too. It's really pretty. And that, we finally got a roll of the, what do they call this? I always forget the name of it. Well, this company calls it Chicago ribbon for some reason. But like the honeycomb ribbon, I know there's another name for it too. I got this from Amazon too, and it is over 3 inches wide, holographic gold. It was the cheapest one for some reason. The widest and the gold holographic was the cheapest one. It was so weird. I used to buy it by the yard sometimes from places, but I wanted some more gold options. I have way more silver options than I do gold. I could. I just don't. I don't know. Just not liking that with it. Maybe once it was decorated, it would be okay. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm sure I'll use that for something. So I'm thinking like a double heart chain might be fun. Yes, honeycomb. I've seen another name for it too, though. I don't know what it is. Yeah, we used to have a store close that sold a lot of homecoming mom stuff, and I would get stuff like that from there. It's not there anymore though. We do have a Hobby Lobby now, but they don't sell stuff like that, I don't think. I think they just get like the regular acetates and yards, and then they get the ones with the school names on them. Even go one more and go a little bit up higher. I used to go really wide on these. I used to do some, well, not used to, I mean a few of them I did. I would taper and taper and then get like here, make it really wide, but it was so hard to get in here and staple in the middle. But they looked, you know, really different. You definitely want to make sure the girl could handle that because it was really wide, but they were fun looking. Yeah, I'm gonna go one more. Yes, buying online is usually a little bit safer than going in and go, ooh, look at that. I actually, hello, is it Melly? I hope I'm saying that right. Thanks for joining. I am actually getting into Sublimation. I got all the stuff I need. I got one of those Epson printers that you can change into Sublimation. So we got the Sublimation ink and everything. I just haven't taken the time to figure everything out and get it all set up and going. But I even got some like aluminum blanks and stuff because I really want to make some wreath signs and some stuff for homecoming moms, and like I got some smaller round ones to do like sports balls and stuff, and I got some dog tags because I thought those would be fun, like trinkets. I just haven't gotten the time to sit down and do it, and I think you have to change the program on it too. I don't know, there's a YouTuber that has a video for it that's really detailed, so I watched it a couple of times, but I really need to watch it and sit down with the printer and get it going. But yes, I would love to do like some ribbons and stuff because I've done like the HTV ribbons and they turn out really pretty, but I think Sublimation will be even better with stuff like that. Yeah, I do that too. I do. Online can be just as dangerous too. I think online I spend more bulk, like in bulk. But then if you go to the store, you're like buying like little things, like, so it's both of it's dangerous. Yes, we used to hate Amazon and not order from them, and now it's like we buy everything from Amazon. I would love some tips. Yes. Yeah, I want to try my own ribbons too. That, because I love to do like their names and stuff. And when I was just selling locally, you know, I had time to do extra stuff like that, especially with the HTV. But the only problems was like difficult to get it like on there just perfectly and all that, you know. And so, and I would use like soft satin ribbon to do the HTV, or even like organza ribbons would do okay with HTV. So I don't know like what types of ribbons I can heat press with the Sublimation, and I know it has to be like white ribbons or light colored ribbons. Amazon is dangerous now. Overspin. I always got it in. Then I've got all these things with the Etsy business. I'm constantly having to order stuff. Like I ran out of print or ink the other day, and I mean it's just constantly like I'll get an order. It's like, oh, now I've got to order this and I got to order that. It's not always fun stuff either. Melly, just link on my Etsy shop listing, or not listing, in the descriptions. I always put a link to my Etsy shop, and you can message me from there, and it's private. So that's what I like to tell people, how to get a hold of me, like when you don't want something on you know, like a comment or something where other people can read it. It's just like text messaging. It's private and safe. It's supposed to be anyway. Oh yeah, I've used that for HDV too, for that vinyl. I forgot about that. Yeah, because I've got tons of that ribbon down here at the bottom here. It was all different colors. And I would do ribbons, and then I would even do some chains with those ribbons. Like a loop chain that you do, like I did a couple where you make circles and then go down like that. But if you use any of those kind of ribbons, you can, you know, I would do like spell out their name individually. And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of extra work, but it was fun to do stuff like that. And then of course you can make ribbons that just say homecoming. But I suggest not doing the year, because if you don't sell them that year, then you're stuck with them and you can't reuse them. Hey Ashley, thanks for joining us. So if you do like homecoming or things that get said, like cheer, I made a bunch that said cheer. I'm trying to think what else. Just ones that you can really use with a bunch of different schools and throughout the years. So that's pretty wide. It's a little bit wider than some of them I make, but I think it'll be okay. I don't know how old they are. Just gotta be careful about that. But since it's a blinged, you can do a little extra. So I'm really thinking about like a double heart chain, either in the middle or off to the side. Like I said, I gotta make sure I leave enough room for the school, the mascot, homecoming 2021, somewhere for her name. Yes, it'll message me on there. It's safe, so we can talk from there. So maybe even a double loop chain. So if I did one off to the side, I could do one off to this side too, or I could just do one on this side. Now I gotta have room for trinkets and fun stuff too. Now one of the other ones is extra long, so it's gonna be like 5 inches longer than this one. So I've got a lot of different options on my Pee Wee Mum listing this year, just based on what people bought last year and what they requested and stuff. So that's why I changed it up this year. So I don't want to do it exactly like that one. I want to change this one up a little bit more. And since it's extra long, you know, the 12 inches is what I go on the regular one. So I want to go 5 inches more, but I want to also add an inch for attaching it to the backer. And 1 to 1.5 inches longer. And sometimes some of these I even do another layer on them. Especially if I use like a wider ribbon like this, or the 2.5 inch, 3 inch, then I'll do like the 1.3 inch on top of it, like this. And that's fun too. I may do that on this one, just to give it a completely different look. Like I said, this one's bling too, so I'm gonna have to add some bling in it too. And I'm gonna taper this one a little bit more. So a lot of times when I do these, I go ahead and pre-cut the ribbons. I cut that one a little short. And what I'll do is just actually turn it upside down. So I cut the next two. Missed that one. Turn it upside down on top of it. Keep them straight there. next two. Taper a little bit more. Put those on top. You see where I'm going with this? Then when I'm done, all I have to do is flip it over, and there's my middle one, and then the two beside it, the two beside it, two beside it. Oh, Melly, thank you so much. That's so sweet. I'm glad I'm helped. I know when I first started out, even, I mean, I'm still learning stuff. We can all learn all the time. Never know everything. But just trying to find information out there, try to get help when you, I mean, like I wasn't even from here, so I didn't even know what homecoming moms were. But even if you did grow up around it, if you don't know somebody that makes them and that's willing to share that information, it's hard to get into it. And I know I do a lot of things differently than other people because I was self-taught. I had to teach myself how to do a lot of this stuff. I just played around with it until I figured it out. So I did get some tips from, I was lucky enough to work with a lady a couple of seasons, and she taught me some tricks. She told me what I was doing good, like what ideas were good, and things that I could change to, you know, worked out a little bit better. No, I haven't done any new braids. I haven't learned anything new this year, I don't think. I just really haven't taken the time to think about any new braids this year. I usually try to come up with some new stuff, but this year I don't know. It just flew by, I guess. I don't remember coming up with anything new during the spring, though. That's usually when I try to do that. It's like springtime when it's slowest. So, and I may end up adding more ribbons. It's a good start right there. So I'm going to cut a dovetail at the end of this one as well. I know, I don't know what it is about, I'm going to take my secrets to the grave with me. That's so stupid. Share your craft. Or to me, it's stupid. It's their business if they don't want to share. I'm not going to tell somebody they have to do something. But I think about like my grandmother. She taught me to crochet. She taught me to, you know, we used to bake a little bit, and I always wish I had taken more time to learn more stuff from her. I mean, that's just something you can take, you know, when you learn stuff from somebody, you always carry that with you, the things they taught you. Okay, so that's about 5 inches longer, a little bit longer, but that's okay. Well, you guys, I just read what I missed what Kay said there. Thank you, Kay. That was sweet. I actually go back and watch my videos too because, you know, at the start, you know, if I've gone a few months without making a braid or making a mum or something, I'm like, wait a minute, how do I start this? So I used to have all these handwritten notes, and now I can just go watch my video. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's how you start it. Actually, I don't want to cut a dovetail on that. I want to cut a slant. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one upside down. I think you can tell there, definitely the back side and the front side there. And what I'm going to do, it doesn't really matter which way I cut it. Cut a point. So, go like that. And you can go like this. I made it look much shorter. That's the only thing. It makes it, when you cut it like that, it makes it look much shorter right there. You can go this direction. And keep going like this. And you can alternate them to where it's like this. And keep doing this. So those are some different options. Dublin, Texas. I don't know where that is. So I think I'm gonna do this one like this. Make sure I'm overlaying those so there's no gaps. Try to keep with the same length there on each side. Somebody lives in the Cypress area. Is it you, TJ? Somebody. I can't remember who it was, but I got one for that school. Trying to remember where it is. I don't see it. Let me see about doing. Hey, shh. She barks at everything she sees on the street. So I think I'm going to do a layer of that in there somewhere. So they're not having the same silver. Oh, that's sweet. Oops. Usually my ideas just kind of come to me when I'm making something. Shh. So I'm gonna layer those like that. You see the pattern now at the end, so you can really get a different look however you do those ends. So that's why it's important to me to do a pretty end, because it really changes the looks out of them. Because some of this silver glitter, let's see, what length do I need? About, I guess it would help. Yes, I thought somebody was from Cypress area. Yes, I actually got a mum order for your school or your area. Thank you, Kay. That's really sweet. So I want to go about 15 plus enough to attach it to the backer. I'm going to finish this up and then I'm going to have to get off here because it's getting late. I'm going to try and do a live again tomorrow, either in the afternoon or in the evening. Oh, that side is a little screwed up, so I want to do that. It's just kind of wrinkles. I want to make sure I attach that to the backer. I'm going to overlap that a little bit more. these two. And see how pretty that is. And I'm trying not to overlap too much because I don't want to cover up too much of that. But I just wanted a little bling just to stand out there. And to give it a completely different look from the previous one. That one's covering up a little bit more. So I think I went in with that one a little bit more than this one. I keep losing my needle nose. Green, gold, black, white, the lions. That's a good color for lions, I think. So where to go in? Okay. I'm going to do them both at the same time so I can make sure I'm doing it better. So see, I can still go like this. I'm just trying to match these up as best I can. There. That looks better. Well, actually, it needs to go up. That's the only thing I wasn't looking at. So it is overlapping more than that one. But all I have to do is move them over like that. And I don't want that to overlap too much because I don't want it to cover up that silver glitter. That one's going down a lot further. I really try to watch all that. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want it to look the best it can. And I can do one more. Since I already cut them off, that could be plenty wide enough, but I already have these cut, so I'm going to go ahead and add them. Keep doing that. How did I do that? I didn't flip it inside out, that's why. Now it's probably going to be too short. Okay. I just like to match them up. So I get the same angle on each side. Now if I did that wrong again, I was going to scream. That one's overlapped more. Okay. Okay. That is close enough. So again, this one is extra long, bling, but it's still one layer. But overlapping those ribbons really makes it look fuller. And here is this one. Again, I went pretty wide on that one, but not too wide, it's fine. So there's two different options of adding a little bling to those. And that may not seem like a lot of bling to y'all, but just remember these are like my least expensive mums. These are the most economic ones. So when they do add bling, I think I just charge, I can't remember if it's $5 or $7 more for bling. So I'll add some bling to the braid or the chain. I'll add bling in the bows and the trinkets, you know, stuff like that. More like diamond mesh, ribbon, stuff like that will be bling as well. So I'm gonna get off here, you guys. I appreciate all of y'all coming and joining. That's a lot of people. Thank you guys for chatting. That was awesome. TJK, Melly. Let me go through all these, make sure I got everybody. Ashley, Marissa. I hope I didn't forget anybody. I don't think I did. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate it. And I will try to do another live tomorrow. So I hope you guys will join. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye. Have a good afternoon.